So, your next speaker is Samantha Barley. Samantha is a self-discovery life coach. By identifying emotional states of being and shifting perspectives, she guides others towards better feeling emotions. Over the past 8 years, she has been working with individuals and groups, helping them to overcome deep emotional challenges. Drawing from meaningful life experience and having directly experienced the growth that comes from the commitment to personal well-being, she's able to connect with and inspire those seeking their own empowerment. She's also helping to involve a Montreal community interested in self-improvement with her Self-Discovery Montreal meetup and the Law of Attraction meetup and the Happy for a Change meetup. You've seen her on CBC, you've seen her around Montreal. Please welcome to the stage, Samantha Barley.
The audience is going to like it. The audience is very supportive. They're all here to listen to me. Maybe some others, but definitely me. All right, so that was myself the last couple of weeks since I decided to give my first ever talk on a stage in front of public. So that is an example of praising yourself. What I want for you guys today is for you to realize the benefit of praising yourself, how it's going to help you, and how it's going to help your relationships with other people. You are going to feel different when you praise yourself. You are going to feel better about yourself, and that's going to have a big impact on how you interact with other people. So there are many ways that you can praise yourself. One of the biggest ones that has changed my life is self-talk. So I went from somebody who was in high school talking to my teachers saying, please give me the failing mark. I do not want to do this oral presentation because I was so afraid. To standing in front of you today. The way that I got here was self-talk. Self-talk is talking to yourself in your head and encouraging yourself. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but throughout a day, we tend to be thinking many things. We're either observing what's going on around us, or we're actually talking to ourselves, encouraging ourselves, or a lot of times we're very critical with ourselves. We're criticizing ourselves in our minds. Have you guys ever noticed that? I'm sure you have. From what I hear, I've been dealing with a lot of people, working with a lot of people, and what people tell me is that, oh, I'm so hard on myself. It's true, I'm so much nicer to other people. But when it comes to ourselves, we put ourselves down. We say, I'm not good enough, I can't do that, I don't know how it's going to go. A good example of that is dating. Getting ready for a first date. You've never met the person before. Oftentimes, when you're meeting a person for the first time, you feel sort of exposed, right? You feel like, okay, well, I want them to like me. And a lot of times, we have this critical voice in our mind that is putting ourselves down, saying, my hair's not perfect, I don't know if he's going to like it, maybe he's going to see how frizzy it is today. Or we're saying things like, I don't have anything interesting to say, I don't know what to say to this guy tonight, I don't think he's going to like me, all the other dates have gone so poorly, this one can't go well, I can't be good enough. Well, stop it. Stop doing that because it is not helpful. It is not going to make you attractive if you go on a date and you're speaking like that to yourself. If you are getting ready and you're getting dressed and you hate what you're looking in the mirror and you hate what you look like and you're putting yourself down, the date, I can't imagine it's going to go well. It usually doesn't. You feel insecure, right? You're in front of the other person and you feel insecure. You're still thinking about your hair. You're still thinking about, oh, what I'm saying is not good enough. He doesn't think I'm interesting. So turn it around. You might not believe it at first when you start self-talking consciously. You might not believe what you're saying to yourself, but it's very important to do it anyway. Because the more you talk to yourself, the more you're going to feel inspired, engaged, and happy. So what could you be saying? What could you be saying when you're getting ready for a date? Okay. Well, I don't have anything nice to wear. Well, let's go and buy something nice where I feel myself. I feel good. I feel pretty. And let's say, okay, I don't have anything interesting to say. Well, that can't be true. Especially you guys. You guys are interesting people. You're all out here today to listen to talks, to find out about love, to have better relationships, to love yourself. You are interesting people. So if any of you are getting ready for a date and saying, I'm not interesting, no, not true, not true. So you want to find those interesting things about yourself before you want to date. You want to remind yourself of these things on a regular basis. So not just before the date. You want to remind yourself of these things as you go about a day. Every day, throughout a day, you want to be encouraging yourself. You want to be your own cheerleader. You want to be your own life coach. Because if you're not doing it, yeah, you might be able to hire somebody to do it and cheer you on, but eventually you have to believe it yourself. Eventually you have to get to the place where you're talking to yourself and saying, I am good enough. They will like me. Maybe not everybody's going to like me, but somebody will like me. And I like me. That's what's most important, is to like yourself. If you're liking yourself, you are going to see so many benefits. You're going to feel more inspired. You're going to feel less defensive. You're going to feel engaged, excited, and it will change everything. It'll change the way you view yourself. And if you are able to see yourself in a different light, then other people will see you in different lights. I'm doing well. So, since I have changed, I have been on this path of self-improvement, self-discovery for about 15 years or so. And the way that it's changed my life, this self-talk, is that I get along better with people. I feel happier around people. So not only will you appear different, right? So you're going to look different, you're going to seem more confident, you're going to seem happier, and don't you, when you see somebody who's confident, when you see somebody who's happy, when you see somebody who's engaged in life, aren't you interested in them? Aren't you interested in somebody who's happy, who's excited? Well, what I've noticed is people are more interested in hanging around with me. Before, my goodness, I was the most negative person that you could be around. But now, because I'm doing these sort of things, because I'm self-talking, because I'm praising myself on a regular basis, people want to be around me. And what I want is to be around those types of people. So if you're looking for love, if you're looking for better relationships, if you're looking for friends, well, the way to do that is to self-talk, is to encourage yourself all the time. I know I'm saying it over and over, but it's very important to get it in your mind, is that you can't just do it once in a while. You can't just say, okay, I just went to this wonderful event, and now I'm going to self-talk. I'm wonderful, I'm great, I can do it, I can do it. And you do it 1 day, 2 days, it's not going to make a huge difference in your life, because you're going to start having those negative thoughts again. You're going to put yourself down. You're not going to be encouraging yourself. I do it all the time. I do it day to day, even when I'm getting up in the morning and say I go and I decide to have a smoothie instead of my coffee with, cream and sugar. I praise myself for decisions like that I make, because it makes me feel better about myself. It makes me feel happy about who I am. It makes me see the value that I have. And the more that I do it, the more I get along with other people, the more interesting I am. My relationships are better. My relationships with my parents, I used to fight with them all the time. Never do I fight with them anymore. Sometimes there's little disagreements, but because I'm secure in who I am, because I love myself, I'm not as defensive. I don't have this barrier. I don't think they're judging me. I don't think that what they're thinking about me is so bad, because I don't think the same thing. You realize that? That when we don't like ourselves, if somebody gives us the smallest criticism, I mean, the smallest thing. Ask Peter, when we first started going out about 11 years ago, my goodness, he would say the littlest thing, which wasn't even really a criticism, but I took it that way. I took it as a criticism because I already didn't feel good about myself. I already felt like I wasn't a good person, like I wasn't good enough for him. And so when he would criticize me, that's how I would behave. And so by self-talking, by praising myself, by loving myself, I am more easy to get along with because I understand where he's coming from. He's not trying to criticize me. And even if somebody is trying to criticize you, the more you feel good with yourself, the more you feel inspired, engaged, happy, the less defensive you are. The more easy it is to get along with somebody. Even in coffee shops or even in a meetup group. Sometimes I have difficult meetup members. Not you guys. Not you guys. But sometimes there are people who are judging or giving this negative feedback. But I don't take it that way because I just see them as for who they are. Somebody who must be unhappy. Somebody who must not have the high self-esteem that I feel like I have now. And so I'm able to communicate with them and not, jump in their face and react to different situations. And so I can say it again and again is just praise yourself, love yourself, encourage yourself. And the way to do that is to listen to the things you're saying to yourself. You might not be used to it, but the more that you do it, the more it'll become just automatic. It'll become automatic and you will feel so much better. So again, what is praise? Praise is seeing your value and expressing it. And what I want you to understand is that the more that you praise yourself, the more that you love yourself, the more others will love you and the more love you have to give. You have more to give because you already feel it inside. And so you can do that. And I can do this. And I just gave my first 10-minute talk. I think it's been 10 minutes.
And the self-talk continues. She did a great job, didn't she? Yeah.